Intino enchain na king of Eswatini, His Royal Majesty, Mswati the third, eba be PM or Ghana memu hase. Oba no ambesua baby ase Asante mem. Why hono by His Royal Majesty Otumfo Osetutu the second Asantehene nana onkwaso. Wabra oba no nsem bebre na course die na de ne bai die ntina oba Ghana kakrakai wanko hye ohene biaso na Otumfo honom na oba medini na mu nkyeremu ebro aha Ice One TV. Subscribe to channel name your bell notification icon no. Then like your videos no. Mema remfi so betcher wadwen e wo comment section no make am out. Na share ma onua so enye bi nhwe. Ebusua yenko asem ne so. Ebra ken Mswati eba bedru oman Ghana mu no. Omo de ne kwa apro bebre medi kind bi abrɛw. Mede de aka ne beto aso. Abra okọ Ghana Manhyia Museum. Ekọ kyerɛkyerɛ ne museum niema e wo ho ni na bibia kyerɛ no kwan Asante yefa so edi yahenie ekwan yefa so esom ye hemanom ekwan Asantehene efa so ehwe ne yerenom se me ka Asantehene yerenom a wetima se efi se Asantehene bia wu a ne yere eba be current Asantehene no ne yere efi se ono na se ohwe abusua na se Asantehene sebi na nakọ ne krachi na to a kwan ni nipo betimi aware Asantehene yere obi antumi ti Asantehene na esa aware ne yere no no wahwe omo kama abusua yenhwe museum ensema omo kyerɛkyerɛ eye president Mswati anase His Royal Majesty Mswati omo kyerɛkyerɛ ne bibia yebɛkyerɛkyerɛ bibia mama o.
Once again, you are welcome to the Kingdom of Asante. Before we start, I want to begin with a quote by Professor John Mbiti that says that Africans are notoriously and incurably religious. What it means is that everything about Asante is religious. So these two drums that I'm about to talk about, they are called etumpan. Etumpan is our local language, meaning talking drums. These drums, before they are made, the king commissions a group. It gives them the right materials to produce these drums. So anytime they are beaten, they convey messages of the king to the people. It's always male, female that convey the messages to the people. Etumpan, talking drums. Apart from this, we also have the palanquin, apakan, means of transport. Several years ago, there were no transport, no vehicles, no airplane. The king had to travel. So, because there were no major roads, they devised this as means of transport. In the same way, we have special people who are commissioned, go to the forest, cut down the right tree before they invoke so many things in it before these are made. And when this one is made, before we carry the king in the palanquin, we have special cloth used to decorate them. The king sits in, the legs stretched, and 4 strong men will carry the king on their shoulders. When I say the 4 strong men, I mean those who are specially prepared, spiritually empowered to carry the king on their shoulders. We have 2 long poles like you see here, connected through the loops here, and they will carry the king on their shoulders. To cushion them, we have these dry plantain leaves placed here to convey the king to his destination. Now, that was then, but today it's a blend between tradition and modernity. So we still carry the king in the palanquin. Tomorrow, for instance, the king will be carried in the same palanquin we see here at the Deva ground. And when the king is riding in the palanquin, under normal circumstances, we don't speak to him verbally. We have drums that are used to convey messages to him. They have been trained. He has been trained. So he understands whenever these drums are played. We have this type of drums that are also used whilst dancing in the palanquin, riding the palanquin. These are a set of drums used to convey messages to him. Your Majesty, apart from this one for the king, we also have this one for
the message is always the same.
The same, yes.
The message is the same always.
Yes, always. Okay. The message since time immemorial, the same message. Okay. So the new kings are taught. Right. So that is why in our tradition, when a new king is installed, he is housed, secluded from the public for about 40 days. So this period, he is taught all these things, how to put on cloth, how to dance to the tune of the drums and everything. So that is how it has been since time immemorial. Your Majesty, apart from this one, we also have this one for the Queen Mother, or Asantehene. Asantehene, that is Palanquin Apakan Seko. The Asantehene sit on the chair, and she is also carried by 4 strong men, 2 in front, 2 at back. This time, our Queen Mother is carried on the head. Is carried on the head, is placed here, and she is carried on the head, telling you so many things. The woman owns the family. It is the woman that controls everything. It is only the woman who can rebuke the king in public when the king does something wrong. And the king seeks advice on the matter of governance. So our Queen Mother, or our Asantehene, is very powerful when it comes to the kingdom of Asante. So that is the palanquin for her. In the same way today, whenever there's a big function like tomorrow, this will be used to carry the Queen Mother, as I've already explained. So it's a blend between tradition and modernity. Government in the year 1925 for Nana Prempeh I. Nana Prempeh I was the 13th king of Asante. He was arrested by the British to Seychelles through Sierra Leone to Seychelles for 28 years. When he returned in the year 1924, this house was given him as a compensation, but Asante refused it, paid the full cost of the house before the king moved in. The fear was that the British could come back one day to claim ownership, so Asante paid the full cost before the king moved in. 3 Asante kings lived in this house up to 1974. Nana Prempeh I, the second, and the late king. So this house is the story. The downstairs is administration, the upstairs for their residence. So the first room we are about to enter was used by the late kings as their administrative office. Your Majesty, before we enter, this is the first colored painting to Asante nation. This is the 14th king of Asante. It was painted by a white Hungarian woman. This woman, the husband was in Kumasi, was working in Kumasi. So this woman was an artist who had paid a visit to the husband in Kumasi. So together with the husband, they were special guests to the king. So seeing how beautiful the king was dressed, and because there was no color printing, she took a picture of the king, sent it to Hungary, painted him, and brought it back to him as a gift. So this painting has been here since 1950. That is the decks, the throne, the old telephones used by them. Of course, we have the flag of Ghana. So that is the old telephones used by them. Yes, and if you have the decks, Your Majesty, we have the flag of Asante. The Asante is a nation before Ghana had the independence. So that was the flag of Asante. The colors yellow, black, and green. The yellow represents their money, rich in gold. The black, the strength of the people. The green, the fertility of the land. So together we say the rich black man in the forest. So that is the meaning of our flag. Your Majesty, this is the first living room our kings used to entertain visitors. The furniture as old as this building. Your Majesty, we have the first television to Asante Nation, 1965. At that time, before you watch a television, you have to book an appointment. So that was the television. Your Majesty, at the extreme end, we have the black and white photo there. That is the Asante architecture. Asante started building their own house before colonization. So that is Asante architecture. Your Majesty, we also have this picture. There is the mausoleum. To us, when the king passes, when the king dies, the remains are not buried. The remains are embalmed and kept at a place. That place is sacred. Nobody goes there apart from the king and some few chiefs. The king goes there twice every 42 days. To us, every 42 days represent 1 month. We have a festival called Akwasidai that we celebrate. The king goes there early in the morning, and in the afternoon he sits in state to receive homages from well wishes. Your Majesty, so far we have 16 Asante kings. since the formation of Asante Kingdom. The current king is the 16th king. The one before us was the 14th king. Otumfuo Osei Agyeman Prempeh the second. He was king from 1931 to 1970. He was 39 years when he was installed and ruled for another 39 years. So he passed on at age 78 in the year 1970. Your Majesty, that is the sister, Nana Amasewenya Akon, the 12th Queen Mother of Asante from 1945 to 1977. Your Majesty, in Asante tradition, anytime we see the Asantehene or the woman, the Queen Mother, and the king, they are not husband and wife. They can't marry. They are from the same royal family, blood related. So either mother and son, or a brother, a sister. And Asante, when the king passes, because we practice matrilineal system of inheritance, when the king passes, none of the children of the king qualifies as a king or queen mother. It is either the brother of the late king or the nephew of the late king that qualifies as a king, but not the children of the king. Not the children, Your Majesty. But when it comes to the queen mother, any of the daughters qualifies as a queen mother, any of the sons qualifies as a king because of the matrilineal system of inheritance. Yes. So indirectly or directly, the king marries the wives of the late kings. He provides for them, he caters for them till they pass. And the king marries the family, not the individual. So when the wife even passes, there's a replacement. So currently our king has only one wife, but he has several stool wives. He takes care of the wives of the late kings. That is our tradition. Yeah, because the argument is that who else qualifies to marry the king's wife apart from the king? So he is the one who takes care of them when it's not the new one takes care of the wives of the late kings, Your Majesty. Yeah. And Your Majesty, we have some crystals and glasses here that were used to serve them. Your Majesty, you'll be asked to pick your own glass, but the glass you picked determines the drink the king offered. Your Majesty, you will not be told. As soon as you pick the big one, you'll be given water. Okay. But the small ones, you enjoy your champagne, your whiskey, telling you don't be greedy, Your Majesty. Yeah. No, yeah, let me finish here first. Your Majesty, this part of the house was used as a dining room. In our tradition, the king dines alone. In those times, he dines alone. And we have this table and chairs, and we also have this object on the table called a family bowl. The Asante, I showed you Asante architecture. The Asante built the house, the compound house, in such a way that each house could accommodate between 2, 3, 4 families. So that during the evening's food, all the men in the same house will enjoy the meal together. Like 4 men in the house, my wife is done, the rest will join me, they will eat. Then all our wives will eat together, then our children will eat together. It was very difficult to poison somebody through food, because you were all eating together. And the concept was, I am because we are. And since we are, therefore I am. So that was how they lived their life. And Your Majesty, one interesting thing was that, even at that time, it doesn't matter your age. If you are 30 years, 40 years, 50 years and unmarried, you are still seen as a child. So while the children were eating, you'll be eating with them, telling you that you are of age, get married. So that is how, Your Majesty, we have the fridge still working after 75 years. We've never changed the motto, we've never filled the gas, it still works, Your Majesty. Yes.
Where was it? Was it locally made?
No, Amco 10. It was a gift to the Nana Prempeh II by Israeli firm, Israel. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. 1970 till 1999. It was during his time in the year 1995 that this old palace was turned into a palace museum when he was celebrating his 25 years. Your Majesty, Your Majesty, we also have the 13th Queen Mother of Asante, Nana Efia Kobisewa Mpim, the second, the 13th Queen from 1977 till 2016. 39 years on the throne. She passed on at age 111. Your Majesty, She gave birth to 5 children. 3 of them are late, remaining 2. The firstborn and the lastborn. Now the firstborn is the current queen mother, and the lastborn is the current king that we are meeting this afternoon, Your Majesty.
Inte busua so behwa aha sei no ye de His Royal Majesty aba bedru ba bia ye kan say ye nananom niema abrofo no elutu ye de koye no ni na ye gold, purely gold. Ye de ni na kire no me say ohene mu a ogina ho sa ho say wow. And into na mu a His Royal Majesty otumfo so e che no 22 karat gold chain say onfanko na eja se na ayonko fani mwesi ai tight no na Mswati the third opeso host Asantehene e woni krom nti okacha Asantehene so srem na nambra mesra no yenhwe niema nambra.
Your Majesty, Asante and the British were engaged in a series of wars which lasted for 100 years. And one of the wars that Asante will never forget in their lives was fought in the year 1874. That was when the British brought their ammunitions and destroyed the entire nation. It was after they had taken our gold, our treasures, that they set the entire city Kumasi ablaze. And there had been several calls to bring the items back, but to no avail. Last 2-3 years, our king was a special guest to King Charles during his coronation. So after the coronation, our king had a meeting with the British Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum, and they decided to bring some of the items back to us, but on loan. On loan. Your Majesty, these are some of the things that they have brought. These are the creativity, the ingenuity of our forebears. Even though no formal education, that was what they were able to create so many years ago. It is exactly 151 years since these items were looted by the British. So, and the age of these items are more than 150 years because they were being used before they were taken away by the British. So, Your Majesty, these are some of the items that were looted by the British, but they are here on loan. These are some of the items that were taken away. They are all pure gold. And Your Majesty, I want to talk about one particular item that to the British, they thought by taking this sword, this is the sword in Pomposio sword. It's a special sword that every Asante chief uses to swear the oath of office before that chief, that person is accepted as a chief. So the reason they took this one away was that they wanted to deny us of our chieftaincy institution. But they didn't know that the creation of this sword is innate. So when they took this one away, we were able to create another one. That's why we have kept the institution thus far. So that is the Pomposio sword, very powerful sword that legitimizes somebody to become a chief or Asante king. So that is it. So these 4 showcases, the 3 items here, this one, the first one, they are all from the UK on loan. Your Majesty, this one from the US. From the US, to them, they can't keep anything that do not belong to them. So they have brought this one to us for good. So these items are here for good. Downstairs, I told you, one of the Asante kings was arrested to Seychelles for 28 years. Your Majesty, that is him, Otumfo Ajima Prempe the first. He was 18 years in the year 1888 when he became a king, the king of Asante. But at age 26, in the year 1886, he was arrested by the British to one of our towns in the central region, Ebna Castle. Your Majesty, imagine the entire UK fighting a 26-year-old boy, a 26-year-old man. He was only 26 years when the British came with all their accoutrements, the ammunitions to arrest him to Seychelles for 28 years. And Your Majesty, what was the reason? The reason, up to now, we are still waiting for the reason they took our king away. Okay. Because per the records, Africa had been petitioned by the Westerners, and this place was supposed to be taken over by the British. But they came, they realized that Asante had a formidable army, and they knew that the king is the head, and once the king is gone, that could make their work easy. So in order to cripple the strength of Asante, the king was arrested. And Asante loved their king so much so that they didn't want any bad thing to happen to him. Asante had wanted to fight to protect our king, but the king said, it's better for me to go alone but to destroy the entire nation. So he voluntarily offered himself.
So
he sacrificed, you are right. He sacrificed and took him to Elman. Asante were ready to fight. The British and Asante fought about 7 wars, which lasted for 100 years. And Asante, one of the wars in 1824, they killed their leader, Sir Charles McCarthy. So it tells you Asante was very strong to face the might of the British. But the king said, no way. Looking at the circumstance, looking at the way things are, it's better for me to go than to destroy our kingdom. So he offered himself. He was arrested to that place for 28 years. When he came back, that they gave this house to him as a compensation. But Asante said, no way, we don't want anything cheap. So Asante paid the full cost before the king moved in. Not only him that was taken away, his mother, Nana Yecha, that the biological mother, she was also arrested, taken to Seychelles, where she passed in the year 1917, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, in order to erase our tradition from his mind, whilst in Seychelles, they brainwashed him and got him baptized as a Christian into Anglican faith. So you see the cross giving him and the Bible giving him, so that when he comes back, he will not involve himself in our chieftaincy issues. But when he came back, he didn't want to involve himself in the kingship again. But Asante people said, no way. For 28 years you were away, we kept your stool, so you continue to rule. So indeed, when he came back in 1924, and this house was giving him 1925, he continued to rule the kingdom till he passed on in the year 1931. The British tried to bring their own person to occupy his seat, but it never worked. So for the 28 years he was away, the seat was kept vacant until he came back to continue his kingship, Your Majesty. And on the day he was arrested, that is the cloth he was wearing. And when he returned from Exile in 1924, Asante welcomed him back to Kumasi. Your Majesty, that is the cloth he was wearing. He wore on the day they formally welcomed him back to Kumasi. Your Majesty, that is the miniature ship that took him to Seychelles. Your Majesty, the history of Asante is incomplete without talking about this powerful lady. The lady that we are so proud of. She was the one who led Asante to fight the last war against the British. When the king and the queen mother and the rest of the chiefs, the warriors, were taken to Seychelles, the British thought that that was the end of Asante kingdom. So they came back demanding for the gold stool of Asante. Your Majesty, Asante has a symbol that identifies who we are. It is the blood, the soul, the spirit of Asante. Whoever touches the stool has touched the heart of Asante. So that was what the British were determined to take away. But all the men, Your Majesty, were afraid to stand the might of the British. It took the bravery of this woman, Yaa Asantewaa, who was 65 years in 1900, who said, no way. You've taken our king, we never fought. You've taken our warriors, you never fought. Now you have come back to take away our pride. No way. So he stood up, looked at the face of the governor and said, look at the people around. How can brave and a proud Asante people sit back, look on whilst the white man took away our king, our chiefs, and our warriors, and we never fought? Now they have come here to take away our blood, and you are sitting down aloof. Tell the governor, I, Yaa Asantewaa, will not give her a penny. I'm ready to lay down my life for Asante nation. She took the gun and said, men of Asante. You know, in Asante, there is always a song in Asante. Whenever a song sang, the spirit of Asante is revived. Asante Kotoko, Ukuma Pemwa, Apembeba, we are porcupine fighters. You kill 1,000 and 1,000 more will surface to face you. So Nana Yaa Asantewaa sang the song and the spirit of Asante was revived. Everybody took the gun and they fought the British for almost 9 months. But because the British were using sophisticated weapons, Asante were heavily defeated. But they could not take away our pride, our blood, our soul. Rather, she was arrested, taken to Seychelles, where she passed in the year 1921 at age 89. So that is the woman we are so proud of. She has left a legacy for us. The legacy is her name. Now the name is a household name in Asante. That at least every house that one enters, there's somebody named after this woman. So he's challenging all of us. If she, without formal education, no military training, was able to do what he did, in the same way he challenges us that we must also do the same for our dear nation, for our community. What belongs to us, we should not sit for anybody to take away. Your Majesty, Nana Yaa Asantewaa. Yeah, here. Yeah. Your Majesty, we have the mannequin or the effigy of our current king, Otumfuo Osei the second. He has been on the throne for 26 years. He is 75 years, and he is the last born of the late Queen Mother I talked to you about. And he is the Chancellor of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He has passion for education. On his instruments, 26 years ago, he set up Otumfuo Education Fund to cater for the bright by the needy. About 300,000 students in Ghana have been catered for, and he's still doing it. Now he goes to schools, he gives them facilities, and he also awards teachers who are teaching at the rural areas every 2 years to motivate them to do more. Your Majesty, Otumfuo Osei the second, the pillar of Asante and the spiritual backbone of Ghana. So that is our king. Your Majesty, we also have our mother, Nana Amakunedu Yadom the third, the firstborn of the late Queen Mother, almost 100 years. And the role of our Queen Mother is he is more or less the king of all our women. He has a court that he sits to adjudicate cases that borders on domestic issue. And his word is final. If, for instance, you are a man and you refuse to take care of the family, and the issue is brought before her, and you are pronounced guilty, then you are doomed. Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Manhyia Palace Museum is so proud to have you. It's going to boost the morale and the public perception about Manhyia Palace Museum. And since we have you, Your Majesty, we have small package. It's a book that we want the lady to present to you as to remind you of your visit at Manhyia Palace Museum, Your Majesty. So yeah.
So on behalf of the Asantehene and the Manhyia Palace Museum, present this historical museum.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Nti abusua eno na yakwa akohwe aba no. Se wa wani tua we eya desuade bebree. Eya desuade bebree se otena ho na ohwe ya. Obon se okyerɛkyerɛ Asante abakɔsɛm. Okyerɛkyerɛ Asante amamrem. Okyerɛkyerɛ nema bebree. Ekyerɛ ken no. Na opese ken ni hu se Asante akonya no enya akonya ketwa. Eya akonya kɛse pa. Asante was there before Ghana. Asante ebeye oman ansa na Ghana eba beye oman. Nti ne ka se Asante man. That's like Ashanti kingdom. So the entire ma Ashanti kingdom no eba end esa revive ni nyina no ochirechire mu because kai was subscribe with channel Ice1 TV nya bell notification icon so send e be attend the video to ma obenya notification no aba behwe like a video no na share ma onua so enye bi nhwe mema remfisa wo be kire wo hadwen so comment section hono ebusua follow Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat bibia Ice1 TV bebia Ice1 TV, Facebook bebia Ice1 TV. I'm out.